Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.
Hello, and welcome to Eat, Drink, DFW, the podcast from the Dallas Morning News food team. Each week, we take a look at food and drink trends in North Texas, talk about restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth, learn some new recipes, and sometimes even get tips from you, our listeners. I'm Anna Butler, the food editor at the Dallas Morning News. We have a heart-wrenching story from a restaurant that is just trying to get by, along with some new stats from the Texas Restaurant Association on how the fourth quarter went for the dining scene. That's all coming up right after this.
Central Market is really into food, like fish flown in so fresh it still has jet lag into food. Our sourdough starter has been around since grunge was a thing into food. We're talking more prime cuts than a greatest hits album into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then we're the HQ for you, whether you're a make every recipe in the cookbook foodie or a my favorite recipe is reheat type who just digs the delectable. No place makes every day more delicious like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
For the latest food and restaurant news in Dallas-Fort Worth, visit dallasnews.com/food. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so please email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Today, I'm joined by Claire Baller, Imelda Garcia, and Sarah Blaskovich. I think we need to start with the Bad Bunny pop-up.
Which one do you want me to sing, the Nueva York or the photos?
I want you to sing every Bad Bunny song to us right now, Imelda.
In case you don't know who Bad Bunny is, because we never know, right? He's the guy that sings, Si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir un verano en Nueva York. Nueva York, yes. So guys, for all Bad Bunny fans, there's this pop-up bar that just opened here in Dallas. That casita that appears at his concerts and in the Super Bowl, remember? That salmon color casita? Well, there's a pop-up bar with that theme here in Dallas.
Ooh, is this legal?
I think it is. It must be.
We'll find out.
I think it's official. I don't think officially John Hamm is going to be in La Casita.
I have no idea.
Wait, do y'all know what I'm talking about?
John Hamm dancing.
John Hamm went to like every single one of the Bad Bunny concerts in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wait, I did not know this.
Wait. John Hamm, the Mad Men actor?
Don't you like him more now?
So now I'm gonna go. So this pop-up bar is gonna be open for all fans over 21 because they are gonna sell cocktails, mocktails, bottles, and everything, and it's gonna be open until March 7. It's located at Social 8 Dallas event venue on John W. Carpenter Freeway. So fans will enjoy the music, the Bad Bunny music, and other Latin singers. There's going to be tequila, vodka, and all these cocktails inspired by Puerto Rico. Then you look at the prices, and one might say, yeah, sure, it's very affordable because admission only costs $18 for ladies and $23 for men. But the scandalous prices are in the VIP tables, guys. If you want a table inside La Casita, the price is $3,000
oh my
for
God.
10 people.
Do you at least get a drink?
I don't know. I don't think so. No. So if you want a VIP table, the price is $2,000. And if you want a table next to the dance floor, it's $1,000. So it's kind of expensive.
What's actually good to know is that this makes Delilah more affordable to go to.
Yeah, that's right. And at La Casita, there's not even Bad Bunny. I mean, you are going just to listen to music.
You're going to feel like you're inside a Super Bowl commercial or one of his, concerts or music videos. But in fact, I just mapped it, Imelda. This is near where 183 intersects 35. Like when you're going to the airport there or back to Dallas, this event venue is kind of right along that route where John W. Carpenter Freeway hits 35.
And on TikTok, people are saying that building is haunted and there are ghosts in there. So it's even more interesting than you think, guys. So please go and sing Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Yes.
Who needs Bad Bunny when you have Imelda Garcia?
It's so true.
You could be good Bunny.
You should go to La Casita.
I know,
Imelda.
Right? But I don't have $3,000 to invite you guys.
No, you're the talent. That's what I think.
Oh, wow.
They should
She's
pay
good
you.
Bunny.
So we can move from a casita to a cantina.
Wow.
Sarah, can you tell us about the opening of Cantina La Rosa?
You really nailed that transition.
Thank
that was
you
very good.
so much.
Yes. Cantina La Rosa is a new Tex-Mex restaurant on Northwest Highway at Midway in like Northwest Dallas-ish. Kind of close to Preston Hollow, quite close to Bluffview or Devonshire, close-ish to the Park Cities. If this name rings a bell, it's because you've read stories from Claire and from I about the history of this restaurant. So despite it being open for something like a week, we've been talking about Cantina La Rosa for years now. That's because it opened in the old Fernando's, which is just a really important spot to people in the neighborhood in Northwest Dallas. And Cantina La Rosa is a Tex-Mex restaurant with 3 very distinct rooms. And I think this is cool. One is a dining room that they said is very kid-friendly. It's a little bit dimly lit, supposed to look like the inside of a hacienda. The second room is a bar that feels super like a bar, like you should go and have a couple margaritas or sip tequila with a friend or something like that. And the third area is a beautiful covered patio. For those who know where Fernando's is, near that Central Market in this area of Dallas, it is in a strip center. It is part of a shopping center, and there are cars everywhere. And they have managed to make this patio feel tucked away. I was there on one of these beautiful February Dallas days, and you guys, that patio was beautiful because they had fans running and there's greenery, and you get a little bit of that breeze, but without being in the sun.
What I enjoyed about your story, Sarah, is that you pointed out that Cantina La Rosa has a fabulous patio, and its precursor restaurant from these same owners also has a fabulous patio, and that's Smoky Rose.
Yes, Cantina La Rosa comes from the Smoky Rose folks. One cool fact about that is they said 75% of the menu was done 4 or 5 years ago. I've never heard this before, that a restaurant changes locations or takes a little bit of time to open, and then they keep the original vision of the restaurant. Almost always, restaurant gets delayed or moves locations and stuff gets scrapped. And so it's really interesting to talk to the director of operations, Oscar, who was born and raised in Mexico City, say that, we've had these chicken tinga tacos just like this in our minds for years and years. So if you like Tex-Mex, they've got it all. And in addition to that, they also have some unexpected things like a cheeseburger and a chicken Caesar wrap, and some other non-Tex-Mex things. And here's the point. They want anybody in the neighborhood to come there, whether they're kids or adults or drinking or not, and they want them to find something to eat. And I think that sounds smart.
Okay, Claire, you have the most recent Q4 data from the Texas Restaurant Association. What do listeners need to know about the end of 2025?
The good news is that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. December is always a good month for restaurants. With the holidays, a lot of people dine out. And thankfully, that was the case in 2025. December was a very strong month. It wasn't as strong as it usually is. And the TRA called out the fact that Q4 wasn't as bad as it could have been. And that is not because market conditions have eased for restaurants. It is really simply because of the adaptability on behalf of the restaurant industry. Spending per person is still down. Disposable income pressure is evident, they said. Weather really helped things not be so bad. The fact that it's been a pretty mild winter, all things considered. And private events during the end of the year were really important for restaurants too. So the time period that we're in now, which is obviously Q1 of this year, is really the one to pay close attention to, because this is when it can get really tough for restaurants. But thankfully, looking at Q4 data, what this is showing us is that restaurants came into Q1 of 2026 kind of bolstered by a better end of the year than it could have been.
Did their data include any forecasting for 2026?
This is just a Q4 look. But it does tell us some things, right, about the state that restaurants are in as they're going into the new year. So I think that there's a little bit of positivity to find in this, that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I think hopefully that could mean that this year isn't off to as rough of a start as it potentially could have been.
And we do know that there are some restaurants that are struggling right now that maybe actually didn't get some of those extra favorable wins at the end of 2025. Sarah, you've spent time at Thai Soon, which is a Thai restaurant in Richardson, and it's having a hard time. How did you find out about this restaurant?
Well, a cardiologist in Dallas named Manish sent me an email singing the praises of a Thai restaurant he found decades ago when he was a resident at Parkland Hospital. Manish had rediscovered Thai Soon because it moved. So let me tell you a little bit about this restaurant history. In 1987, it opened on Greenville Avenue, and the phrase was Thai Soon, exotic Thai cuisine. And I really think they were selling food that a lot of non-Thai people found pretty novel and maybe rare in that part of Dallas at the time. And the restaurant was there until the early 2000s and moved from East Dallas to Richardson, where it remains today. So if you look back at the life of Tysoon, it's been around almost 40 years at a couple of different locations. And this doctor remembers going when he was down at Parkland and then found it again in Richardson. So here's the end of his email to me. Quote, "You said you read every email sent to you, and I'm hoping you read this one," unquote. And the reason he said that is because it's true. But also speaking at the University Park Library recently, and I told everybody, if you have a question about something related to food, email me and I will read it. And so I want Manish and everybody else listening to know that of all the emails that roll in, we look at all of them. They're really important to us. And he is the reason why I learned about Tysoon in the first place. So up I go to the restaurant to have lunch with the owner and her mother. And what she tells me is, her mom created a restaurant a long time ago that was very successful and that sold their family recipes. Over the years, little things had changed about this restaurant, as happens in a 40-year family business. But none of the setbacks, not 9/11, not the recession in the late 2000s, none of those affected the family business all that much, she said. But this last year has been the hardest ever. And there are lots of reasons why a family-owned restaurant might be struggling right now. And so I'm not going to quantify every single one right here, but here's just one glimpse. Coconut milk. She makes the red curry with coconut milk, and she uses it for lots of other dishes too. She said in early 2024, coconut milk was $30 a case. Now it's $45 a case.
Wow.
She's not willing to use the watered down different version of that coconut milk. Her mom taught her this is the right coconut milk. And she says, I've made this red curry a zillion times. I know how it tastes. It tastes good with that coconut milk. And she's just not willing to compromise. And then I get to talking about all kinds of other things with her. And you find, these little moments that like a chain restaurant would never fall victim to. Like she said, if a tall guy comes in, I like to give him a little bit more because I think he might be hungry.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. And she says, somebody else comes in and I know that they are vegan and I know how to make that sauce vegan, but it takes this other ingredient that costs a little bit more, or I add extra vegetables because I know how much she likes vegetables, but the price of that dish does not change, as it might for a restaurant that was thinking about all those tiny little things that add up at the end of the day. So today, Tysoon, almost 40 years old, the matriarch's daughter is running the restaurant. She works 6 days a week. She has 3 kids she almost never sees except for on Sundays. She wants to be open on Sundays, which she says is a great day for Thai takeout. But if she were open 7 days a week instead of 6, she would almost literally never see her children. She doesn't have enough time to sit back and figure out the hard finance part. That's the worst of it, is that she's like, I think all these little things are fixable. But when do you do that? She said, because my delivery guy wasn't feeling well. And so I was the delivery guy that morning, and on and on and on. 6 days a week. She leaves the restaurant at 11 or 12 every night. She does the last scrub down to make sure that it's spotless for when her chefs come in the next morning. It was just such a relatable, difficult conversation, that first one. So then I called her and talked to her a little bit more about specifics about her challenges. She's got some back rent she owes, and her lease is up in July. And the question on Tysoon is whether it can live until July, first of all. And second of all, if it gets to live beyond that. And she has the restaurant up for sale, but I asked her about that. How do you feel about selling the restaurant? She's like, I feel awful about it because these are my mom's recipes. And there's her mom sitting right there. Her mom is retired now. And she says, but I don't want my daughter to have this kind of life. So it's like this vicious cycle of, we don't want to let somebody else do the work we know how to do, but also we don't know how to run our family or our business in this current economic climate if we stick with it the way it is.
This is such a great story. And so relatable for a lot of businesses, I think.
Yes, there was a really heart-wrenching anecdote, and the journalists at this table will understand. When you're talking to a source and they just tell you a story that they're not sure if it means anything, and you're like, that means everything. So she said, now that I think of it, like I went to the hospital a couple of months ago, she said, and her body had just given out. She said she couldn't really walk, and there was nothing wrong with her. The doctors told her. They made her stay for a couple of days, which made her feel crazy because she wanted to get back to work, but she physically could not. And they ran a bunch of tests and came back and basically said, you're so exhausted that your body shut down. And she's like, I don't even know what that means, except that maybe I need to sit down more. And I just thought that means so much. If your body shuts down because you're working too hard and you're also emotionally invested and you're worried and all this other stuff, it sounds like it's time for a change. So we don't know what's going to happen next to Thai soon. I would say in the short term, if you like Thai food, that red curry with the coconut milk is so good. And the owner, Irene, will make it spicy for you if you want, or leave out a little bit of the spice. She'll even make it vegan if you like. I really felt like this was a special place, and I don't take it lightly that we get to tell their story, but I don't know what happens in the future for this wonderful little family-owned restaurant.
And what's hard is thinking about how many restaurants are out there right now in the same boat that we don't even know about, and that their customers might not even know the extent of their suffering.
And I think this is a sign of our times also, because a lot of things are changing in the industry, and maybe we need more social media for those kind of places. Because now a lot of influencers and accounts on Instagram and everything are showing food from a lot of places. So maybe the owner can like start a strategy on social media or something so people can know them and know their story.
This feels like, where's Keith Lee when you need him?
Exactly.
You know, to come and eat at a family-owned restaurant like he does so well.
But I think it's kind of the point to me is people can and should be doing this on their own. Like, don't wait for a social media influencer to tell you what's good or where to go. Open up your app on your phone for your map in your neighborhood and like look at restaurants that you haven't been to that are within your neighborhood bubble and pick one.
But what is true is restaurants now need to do that. They need to be on social media. I don't know if they are.
Well, it's really interesting that you bring this up, because she was like, somebody suggested to her, you know, maybe you do like a screaming deal. It's, you know, really inexpensive fried rice or something. And she's just like, I could, but her thing is, you know, we cook with real vegetables, and we spend a little extra on the good ingredients, and our ingredients that are being shipped from Asia cost more than they used to. You know, she's just sort of like all these suggestions that people have offered of like how to get a deal or how to like, I don't know, get quick eyeballs. She's just like, that's not really me.
And there's nothing more annoying than when people have great ideas that they're not trying to execute for you. It's like one of my pet peeves in all of life, when I've just got so many ideas laid at my feet that people aren't going to do for you.
Yeah. I mean, the woman who went into the hospital because of exhaustion now needs to be a TikTok star. Like, what is that world? You know, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and we also expect for everyone to be on social media, but we want it to be good. So we've all known the restaurant that we love that has a really, really bad Instagram account, but why do they have to be good at it? Like, I don't know. I have a hard time.
And how much money does it cost in order to get the quote unquote good social media person in the door, in order to get those eyeballs? And then does that sustain business? I mean, her whole point, she's like, we're a neighborhood Thai restaurant. It would be nice if people outside of the bubble you mentioned, Claire, come, but the bubble is the most important part.
That's what keeps you alive.
It's the neighbors.
That's right.
Yep. So remember Thai Soon, SOON, if you love Thai food. Or to Claire's point, find a great place and go patronize it.
And if you have a restaurant that we don't talk about, that's not in headlines, it's not on social media, that you want to tell us about, email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. We do want to hear about it. We want to go there and we want to talk about it too. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're sharing a little bit of news about our food team here at the Dallas Morning News.
Central Market is really into food. Like when we say cheese, it's in 12 languages into food. Butchers, bakers, and sushi roll makers into food. We're talking so obsessive about quality you can shop blindfolded into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then let us turn your shopping list into a treasure map. Get inspired, get adventurous, or just get a chef-made dinner when you've got more taste buds than time. No place makes every meal more amazing like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
Welcome back. Before we get into it, we do want to invite you to rate and review our podcast. It would mean the world to us, and it helps other listeners find it. So 5 stars.
5 stars.
5
please.
stars.
If it's not 5, we don't want it. Okay. I do have some news to share with our listeners. This is not a surprise to my team, but this is unfortunately my last episode of Eat Drink DFW. Boo! I am taking a new job somewhere else, but I'm very sad because I've obviously just loved getting to spend this time with my own team, but also getting to know our listeners and hear from y'all. This has been a highlight of my career, and thank you for indulging it.
Anna, we're so sad to lose you. You've been such a great addition to our team and to our podcast. What people might not see behind the scenes is that not only are you super knowledgeable with food and just as a copy editor, line editor, but you're just a delightful human being. And I think our listeners have probably been able to pick up on that from the podcast, but working with you has been such a joy. And if listeners think that they're going to miss you. I'm sure they can just imagine how we feel.
Yes, and this was a privilege to share this time with you. I mean, your passion and your knowledge on the microphone and off the microphone was something that elevated every conversation with you all the time. And you were my champion with DFW Sabores. I'm going to always be grateful for that. And be happy, and may success follow you wherever you go.
I want to go too. I know Anna's like, stop doing this. We're going to make her cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
Anna, you make us smarter. And I don't know that people outside of us realize that, how much you do behind the scenes in order to make our words smart. You ask us hard questions about our own work in order to make our journalism better. And you then championed our work to other people inside and outside of the newsroom. And that was really special to me. I think that what we do here at the Dallas Morning News writing about restaurants is important, but some people think it's fluffy or silly or just fun. And you were the best advocate to explain that there's so much more to food and restaurant reporting than that. This is about people and cultures and numbers and struggles and the economy and politics, all those things are wrapped into food. And Anna, I'm sad for us mostly because there are so many little things every single day you did that I'm going to miss.
Yes.
Really and truly, when I say it's been a highlight of my career, it is. And I think y'all all know how much you mean to me, and we all each have a unique relationship, and we've done so much good together, and we have 100% taken this food team beyond the F word, which is fun because that is what a lot of people think. All we do is just quote unquote the fun stuff, and we do really, really serious journalism. Yeah. We've done some really ambitious stories around tariffs and immigration and all kinds of things that I'm so proud to have been a part of, but I know that it's y'all. And so my job as an editor has always essentially been to be the coach on the sidelines, and it's so fun to be in this position where I've been able to just back y'all up so y'all can just run free and do what y'all are so good at doing. And for, our listeners who are like, no more of this. This sounds really sad. I'm going to change the tenor a little bit. I have one more thing I'm going to ask y'all to indulge me in. And it's a really important question to me. And I ask y'all this pretty regularly too. What's the best thing you've eaten this month?
Whoa.
Can you continue to ask this in the coming months too, Anna? After you're not part of this team, we still want to tell you where we're eating. We want to know where you're eating. I'll start with a really low bar, if I can say. I think the best thing we ate this month were s'mores on the back porch of my house during the ice storm.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody out there had that moment of like, what are we supposed to do with our children? I know they live in my house all the time, but sometimes you wish they didn't, and we're all stuck here and we do have to cook for them. And so we hatched the fun idea to make s'mores at the back fireplace, like on the patio. But instead of Hershey's bars, which we didn't have, and let me say, are not awesome in a s'more.
Correct.
What we had left over from Christmas was those Ghirardelli chocolate squares with caramel on the inside. Mm-hmm. I know. And you could do the raspberry ones or you could do the peppermint ones, but we had the ones with caramel, and they're really close to the size of the graham cracker. And then you don't want too big of a marshmallow. You want like a medium-sized marshmallow. The jumbo ones are too big. So the kids roasted marshmallows on those Inspector Gadget forks that Imelda gave us.
Oh,
this is a throwback.
Wow, remember.
Truly. Yeah. My 9-year-old is, stuffs the marshmallow on that fork and then zoop,
wow,
there it goes
amazing.
Into the fire. And they like the marshmallows so much that I didn't get to do one. They did our marshmallows, but then you sandwich them between 2 graham crackers with the Ghirardelli and the caramel, which then gets all over your face and maybe your clothes. And that is the best thing I ate in the last month, Anna.
That's really smart, because the problem with the normal construction of a s'more is that the chocolate, it's almost near impossible to get it to fully melt.
Yep.
But the Ghirardelli is so much thinner with it having stuff inside that I'm sure it melts right away.
It does, and then it oozes because the caramel has a totally different consistency than melted chocolate.
I appreciate you calling out Big Marshmallow, because the jumbo marshmallows are a racket.
Yes, because the other thing they do is your kids will just eat them by the fistful, and that's not better. Like, don't bring those into the house.
But they might have protein.
No. If they come out with a protein marshmallow, I'm dead. I'm out of here.
Well, I'm glad that the fork was more than a silly joke, I'm really, really glad.
This is what you need for a s'more.
Well, mine was kind of weird because I discovered that pork rinds, the chicharrón, taste absolutely delicious in caldo de pollo, in chicken soup. I don't know. It's some kind of a tradition that my father always puts some pork rinds on these instant soups. I'm always like, guacala, what is that? But over the winter storm, I made some caldo de pollo, and then I had these pork rinds there, and I was like, I'm gonna try them, and they were really good, guys.
Tell me about the texture, though. Did you let them kind of melt into it so it was like a soft crouton, or did you have them crunchy still?
No. Like a little bit of crunchy, but yeah, they got soft. So with some lemon and salsa, I recommend 5 points, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, mine was the Frito chili souffle at Rise.
I told you that thing
It's
is so good.
Can I say it sounds odd?
It
the
does.
name is, I'm like, do I want that?
You do.
I do want that.
You do want it. So I wrote about this for the dish because I was fascinated by it. Anna was telling me, she's like, you've got to go try specifically the chili souffle at Rise. I did. It was so good. I've had it 3 times now this month.
Wow.
I can count one of those as research. The other 2 were just because it is so good, and it's only on the menu until March, beginning of March, because it's just a seasonal thing. And so that has like contributed to my like Frito chili souffle panic that I'm like, oh, do I need to get there one more time before March?
But if people watch your video, and Claire, if you watch your video, you can make it at home, right? I mean, you're a great cook.
No, a souffle at home. Like I can make a souffle at home because I am so fancy. This is like, I don't know how they engineer it because they use like a heavy cheese mornay as the actual fluff up souffle batter to make it rise. And then they have an entire scoop of chili inside of it.
That's like suspended in the batter and stays that way. Here's the thing, Sarah, what's amazing is the video Sarah's referencing is a kind of behind the scenes video I made to accompany the story I did. And when you watch it, you're like, I could do that.
See, look, I believe in you guys. I think you can do it.
And that's what's amazing. And even talking to Sharif, the culinary director for Rise, when he talks about it, he's like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Wow.
But then he's like, oh, but it took me years to figure out how to do this.
Like, and half the story is like, we break every single rule that you're supposed to not break for souffles. Like they open and close the oven all these times, but they also have very special ovens that they have
made
for
in
this.
Canada. Only one company can make them for that. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So maybe now I might actually want to try to make my own just to see if I can, which I think the answer will be no. But if anyone hasn't tried the Frito chili souffle, Sarah, sounds like maybe you need to get there. It is so good.
Where do I have to go to try that?
So the location that I went to for this story is the original location on Lovers Lane in Inwood Village. And that's been there for 18 years now, but they have a handful of locations around Texas, one in Plano, one in South Lake. So you don't just have to go to the Dallas one if the northern one is probably closer for you, Imelda.
Now, Anna, in your last moments on our podcast, we turn the question back to you. What is the best thing you've eaten in the past month, or the one thing that our readers need to know about to make their food plans in the next couple of weeks?
Okay, this is the most unsexy answer of all time. But I don't know if y'all know this. I get obsession foods. I think that's pretty normal for a lot of people. It'll be like, you're eating tuna every day for a month. I had an obsession food, and someone's going to diagnose me on this and like try to find me to contact me about it. I ate a Caesar salad at least once a day every day for about a year and a half.
At least once a day?
Yeah, I love Caesar salad.
I thought you were going to say at least once a week.
No.
At least once a day.
I missed 2 days within 18 months
Really? No. Why? Oh my God. What?
because I was out of the country.
How are we just learning this about you?
I know.
And, you know, I think there's probably like a correlation with work stress and things like that for it. But I know every best Caesar salad in Dallas. I spent so much time also, especially when I was covering real estate, going out to lunch with, you know, delightful middle-aged men. And it's so fun to order a Caesar salad at a steakhouse or a little diner and just find the plethora that there is, whether you're at Capitol Grill or Sevy's or everywhere in between. But I had my favorite Caesar salad I've had in a very long time
I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh my gosh.
at Uchiba.
What?
Okay.
I know.
What?
So it's a miso Caesar salad. So it's like a pretty traditional Caesar, except that they put miso in it. It's served with just arugula, which is so peppery and so different, especially because it's typically romaine. They sprinkle hazelnuts and just a ton of Parmesan, like so much that when they put this dish down in front of me, I said, we didn't order that because I don't know what that is. I thought it was maybe like Bonito flakes. That was my accent, Bonito flakes. But it was just that much Parmesan. Y'all, it is so good. And we got it with that happy hour tasting menu that they do that I'm obsessed with. So it's $90 for 2 people. So $45 a head. It's 8 courses, but you get this ginormous arugula Caesar. It's ginormous in that no one can eat like that much arugula, but this is the Caesar of the moment for me. So if you're a Caesar salad enthusiast, this is not the most traditional Caesar in the land, but it is really fun to eat, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm sure you can request a fork, but I think part of the magic was doing a salad with chopsticks.
I don't know, my mind it's blown up because maybe we have some kind of record here for Caesar salad.
2 days in
I
18
know.
months.
Wow,
That's like
amazing.
500 plus days of Caesars, Ziz, minus 2.
I'm still hung up on at least one a day. Like, were there days where you were hitting like 2, 3 Caesar salads a day? A breakfast Caesar?
Not a breakfast C's, though I have done one, but that was not on purpose.
Oh my gosh, Julie has questions.
Well, I'm not going to let Anna get out of her last episode without saying goodbye and how much we love you and how dedicated your staff is to you. I hope you know that. But the flip side of this best Caesar means you've also had the worst Caesar in town. And I'm not telling you to call it out. But yes, can you give us some hints on the worst Caesar?
Ooh, Julie.
There are actually so many I would never order again, which sounds horrible because there are some bad Caesars out there, but there are so many really, really good ones. I think that is the very kosher way that I will phrase this. Like, for instance, I've always loved the one at Houston/Hillstone that is an eggless Caesar, and that's just different. But the reason I could eat Caesar every day for 18 months is because there's so many different types of Caesar. It actually is not as boring as it sounds because there really are that many different types and you can change up the protein. I'm getting so defensive because I think I realized I sound crazy.
Where do you land on the actual anchovy, like the one you can see laying across the top?
Unsubscribe.
Oh, you don't like?
I don't need to see it. I love anchovy in food.
Yeah.
My husband
Whoa.
got it. I called him my boyfriend last week. My bad. He hates anchovies, and I finally looked him dead in the eye and I was like, I don't think you understand how much anchovy is in the food I make you. He was like, oh, that's probably why it doesn't taste the same when I try to make the exact same recipe. And I was like, yeah, because there's hidden chopped anchovies in just about everything I do, unless someone tells me they have a fish allergy, because I am also not a psychopath.
Okay, now you don't have to name a place that does a bad Caesar, but what makes for a bad Caesar? Are there ingredients that you're like, why?
Sometimes people are doing too much. I don't necessarily need tomatoes. Like suddenly you're getting into Cobb salad territory really quickly. Yeah. I think lettuce choice is so important, and being choosy about the lettuce included in your Caesar is important. Like you need lettuce with a little bit of structure and crunch to it to support structurally the weight of Caesar dressing. Mm-hmm. This is a real thing that I think about all the time. I will say another very special Caesar is at Gemelli in Fort Worth. Tim Love uses raw baby bok choy chopped up in it. And it was one of the biggest revelations I've ever had because the crunch is right. There's so much happening with this. I feel like y'all are like, I wish we'd known about this so much sooner about
I do.
Here's what it is, Anna. If I am missing you, I will eat a Caesar salad. And I think anybody listening, first of all, if you want her tips, now you have a small tome in this podcast about what goes right with a Caesar salad. But also, now's your time to go eat a phenomenal Caesar salad in honor of the incomparable Anna Butler, our food editor who made us so much better.
May I suggest that this happens on the Ides of March? It's coming up, so we can tie in my love of Roman
history.
By the way, Imelda, a Caesar salad story that you've written, it was actually discovered in Mexico on the 4th of July. So
Yeah.
none of this is true about Roman culture.
Yeah, that's right. Have you ever visited the Caesar Hotel in Tijuana where it was created?
That's where Ryan and I are going for our honeymoon. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Anna, you kept the best for the final episode. I can't believe this. Wow,
Do
amazing.
that without us. Report back. Please call in
Yes.
as a longtime listener and tell us all about it, Anna.
And that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to visit dallasnews.com/food for all the latest food news. And we would love to hear from you. Email us anytime at eatdrink@dallasnews.com, especially with your Caesar salad recommendations. Special thanks to our producer, Julie Fisk. I'm going to miss you. And one last time for the news, I'm Anna Butler. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bravo, Anna!
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.